Hello, everybody. I'm here with actress, singer, model, and star of the upcoming movie Heavenly Deposit, Alisa Reyes. How you doing today, Alisa?
I'm wonderful. Thanks so much for having me.
Oh, thank you, and thanks for calling in. I imagine you're in California right now, right?
I am, and even though it's usually sunny, right now it's raining, which is a good thing. The rain gods came out because we have been in such a drought right now.
Yeah, and you can use some bad weather considering it is freezing here in New York, and I'd feel terrible if you were nice and hot right now.
Yeah, you're in my hometown, so I know how that East Coast weather is. I just got back from visiting family in the East Coast, and believe it or not, I was over in the Pennsylvania area. It was actually beautiful this December, and I got lucky. I didn't need my snow boots.
Yeah. Overall, it wasn't too bad, but now it's getting worse, and the Christmas time is over, so now we're entering the harsh realities that are January and February.
I know, but that's okay. You know what? It's a new year, and every day is a new day, so we just have to continue to stay positive and send that love and light out into the world. That's my motto for sure.
I like that point of view. Now, for people at home, Lisa was in the original cast of the sketch comedy show All That, and she also voiced La Cienega in The Proud Family, and she's been in dozens of different TV shows and commercials. Now, Elisa, what I've noticed from years of being a fan of yours and for myself being from Hispanic heritage is that you tend to play the Hispanic role in most of your roles. And has that really affected your acting at all?
You know, I'm Irish, Italian, Dominican. I like to call myself a little bit of the United Nations. I
Hmm.
like to feel that I'm a chameleon as an actor, that I can play whatever ethnicity. Yes, you know, some of the roles have been predominantly towards the more diverse side, but like for instance, some of the roles that I've gotten in the past before where they were looking for someone that was not necessarily of diversity, I was able to go in and change the director's point of view. And in the one film that I did with Freddie Rodriguez called Pledge of Allegiance. And it ended up, you know, being one role where the character was supposed to be like blonde hair, blue eyes. And I went in and I met the director and I said, listen, I know you're really gun ho on the way this one role is supposed to be, but give me a shot. You know, look at me as a blank canvas. And, you know, lo and behold, I got the role. So at the end of the day, like any role that I play, unless, of course, the storyline is very adamant about the viewer understanding my, you know, race. I don't really look at any role as any ethnicity. I just want the viewer to see me as me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, of course it does. But have they ever asked you to do like an accent or be more
Oh,
stereotypical?
of course, you know, it's like, you know, you go in for the audition where, you know, they want someone that's, you know, Puerto Rican or from New York or whatever, and they definitely ask for that, you know, that Latin accent. And of course, I'll do it. You know, you got
Hmm.
to do what you got to do, but at the same time, I always like to give the casting director different options. I mean, I am very specific with the type of roles that I pick. I like to be playing roles that are, you know, one that I can be a role model for people. So I am a little anal on the type of things that I do, but at the same time, I'm an actor. I will play anything that's thrown my way, and you just kind of got to roll with the punches.
See, that's what's interesting about you. Because another thing I've noticed about your career is you've done so much in children's entertainment where you're giggly and you're fun, and then you do a lot of adult roles where you're serious or sexy or sometimes even angry. How do you switch back and forth? Do you have like a filter?
Yeah, I mean, I think people, you know, because I started acting at the age of 8 years old and I'm a grown adult now that's married and that's in a
Mhm.
different chapter of my life, you know, a lot of people still pigeonhole me in the box of going, Elisa from all that on Nickelodeon, but I'm no longer 13, 14, 15. I'm a grown up adult now. So I feel like the transition from being a child actor transitioning into more of adult roles have, sorry, that's my dryer. I'm doing laundry. has been a bit of a challenge because I will say thanks be to God for my Italian and Dominican roots that I haven't aged that much. So,
Mhm.
you know, I don't look the age that I am. And so I would probably say that I play a little bit younger. I'm just now finally being seen as someone that plays a mother or an older aunt and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, no, I mean, I've been doing this all my life. I've been trained in musical theater. I've been trained for, you know, really serious dramatic type of acting. I've done all types of training across the board. So I prefer, to be honest with you, as much as I love comedy, because they say comedy is the hardest thing for an actor to do. So for me to have done that at a young age was a blessing because I kind of got that out of the way. But I love doing drama and serious roles. I mean, one of my, you know, dream roles is to do more of a time period piece, something along the line of the Tudors, where I'm maybe the Queen of Spain, and I love to do dialects, maybe like a British accent or something along those lines, so other people can really see my versatility.
And I can appreciate that too, because although you were in your teens for all of that, I think most people can consider you to be a former child star. And the fact that you were able to move away from that and kind of reinvent yourself is, something I can appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, think of Madonna. She every decade, every year, she literally reinvents herself. And I think every year you grow. You're on a different journey. You're in a different chapter. It doesn't even matter if you're not an actor. You could be working in an office 9 to 5, doing something else, working at a restaurant, whatever it is that your passion is. You grow, and that's just life. So it's hard for a lot of fans to see me grow, and I have to remind them that I'm an adult now. Like everyone's like, oh my gosh, you have a song called Sexy Hot. I'm like, yeah, I'm sexy hot because I'm an adult now. Like, I'm not a teenager anymore. And so I think it's hard for people to see the transition, but I'm very interactive with my fans. And I have to shout out everybody on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook and on Snapchat and Periscope. They've shown me so much love. I always say to my co-stars and all that I'm still friends with, like, imagine if we had social media in the 90s, it would have been bonkers.
Oh yeah, it would have been a whole different world.
Whole different world. I'm actually thankful for not having it because we actually really earned it the hardcore way. We were in those Teen Bop magazines. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like in recent news, the New York Giants, they were on a cruise in Miami where they sent out on social media saying that they were offered drugs and they turned down drugs. And when you go back to the 70s or the 80s, sports athletes never really had that issue, where if they were offered drugs, no one would have known about it. But now we're in this new age where everyone knows about everything, and it's certainly different. It really is different. And
yeah, it is. I mean, it's really about who you surround yourself with. I mean, my mantra really is, what you put out comes back. I'm really big on manifestation. Right now, there's a lot of crazy things going on in the world. So I limit myself to, what I allow in my energy field. But at the end of the day, you really have to stay positive and you really have to surround yourself with a proper, family friend support system. And that really will then allow you to figure out what your road is. And when you don't have the right support system, then people make wrong choices. So, that's probably kind of what transpired back then. And I've been lucky. I had an amazing support system growing up. My mother was my rock. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2008, but I know she's my angel watching over me. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. And she was the big reason why I was able to stay grounded and centered. And I think that's the most important thing right now in society with all the havoc that's going on in the world is to stay grounded and to stay centered.
Absolutely. Now, let's bring it back a little bit here. When you finished all that, your time with all that, and did you know what you're going to do? Did you know if you wanted to keep acting, or do you know what type of projects you wanted to get into?
Well, yeah, what transpired is I was on all that from the pilot going into 3 seasons after. We shot the original show pilot-wise in first season in Orlando, in Universal Studios in Florida. And when the show got so successful, it got brought out to Paramount Studios out here in California, where I am now. And I decided at the 3rd year to not renew my contract. They wanted me to stay, but I had gotten offered to be a series regular on a teen NBC show called One World, which was a Peter Ingalls show. He did Saved by the Bell, the new class, the original Saved by the Bell. He did Hang Time, City Guys, and then he did my show One World. And by transitioning from sketch comedy to scripted sitcom was something that I was so excited to embark on. Number one, I was finally playing a different role, and I was following a storyline that was consistent rather than doing sketch comedy that I loved, but it was constantly different things. So doing something a little bit more, dramatic / sitcom-y was something that I was ready to embark on. And then when I did that show, I won a Hollywood Reporter Award for Best Actress for that. And then after that, the sky was the limit. I then moved on to TV shows such as ER, NYPD Blue, 6 Feet Under, Without a Trace. Then I got the voiceover of La Cienega on The Proud Family on the Disney Channel. It really opened up a lot of doors. And even though I would have loved to have stayed like some other cast members, like Josh Server was on it for 6 years, Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell were on it for a long time as well, I just felt that I was being pulled in a different direction. And I don't know what would have happened if I wouldn't have left when I left, because I would have missed all these other roles that I ended up having. So I feel like, God has his reasons for everything.
Absolutely. I liked One World too, because it was really one of those first, I guess, like pioneer shows where it includes so much diversity. And now every show, like sitcom or series, has so much diversity. And I think I was one of the first ones that really, because you had to Saved by the Bell before that, where although there was Mario Lopez and Lisa Turtle, it was mostly a white cast, so One World really entered that, that door into a diverse cast.
Yes, without a doubt. I mean, I always call that kind of the Brady Bunch look. And for me, the projects that I'm working on, the projects that I'm currently creating, writing and producing, I'm trying to make it as diverse as possible, because you want any little child that's watching the TV to go, oh my God, I look like him or her, and I can relate to that. I mean, when you see an ensemble that has no diversity, it's not realistic. We are a melting pot of a nation. And so you're sitting right to the left of you. Everybody is different ethnicities. So when you see a cast of one race, you're like, well, that was totally forced, and stereotypical. So it's definitely about breaking down doors and boundaries and thinking outside the box. And that's the reason why I tried to pick some of the roles that I pick and create the projects that I'm working on currently.
Yeah, like the Jammies on Netflix. That's, even though it's a cartoon, there is different races in there, and that's very musical, that show. So you always have a passion for music.
Oh yeah, I mean, I sing, I dance, I act. I'm a jack of all trades. I can pat my head and rub my stomach at the same time. Yes, when you're an actor, you notice half the actors. Like for instance, you see Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling in La La Land. I mean, I didn't even know some of these actors can sing. Of course, Ryan Gosling, he was on the Mickey Mouse Club when he was younger, but I didn't know Emma Stone could sing. Most of us actors can sing and dance. That's just the way that we were trained. When I was in my early 20s, I was in a girls group called 3Gs, and we were signed with Hollywood Records, which was Disney, and we had a song on the Princess Diary soundtrack. And since then, I've been pursuing a solo career. So this past year, I released a song called Sexy Hot that's currently selling on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, all these great media outlets. And be sure to visit my site, which is alisareyes.com, to, purchase my song and find out more about me. This past year I did a music video, and it was so much fun. It was fun for my fans to also see me in a different light.
Yeah.
So
Can you tell me more about Sexy Hot? Like, how'd you get into that project?
I was working with this really dope producer who's also a rapper. His name is Success. Shout out to him. He's located in the East Coast. We've been talking a while for doing a song. I wanted to do something fun that was kind of sing-songy, that was something that, you could dance to in the club. Later this year, I'll be coming out with some more music that's more, I would say, more of a vocal range that you can really hear, the artistic side of me. But Sexy Hot was just a fun, light song, and it's been great. Like, I had my friend's daughter, shout out to Kaylin Adams, who, like, literally her daughter posted a video of her dancing to my song, and I got, like, hundreds of hits. And it's just, it makes me happy because, it is an adult song, but I'm happy that, all ages can enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And I'm very specific on the verbiage that I use. So even though it is an adult song, there's no profanity or anything in it, but there's just mature lyrics in it. But I always still try to do something with a light tone, because you never know who's going to listen to anything, no matter what it is.
I mean, I don't even really like dance or pop music, but I've been listening to that song over and over again for the past few days. So yeah, people at home, download Sexy Hot. It's available on iTunes, the Google Play Market, and TuneCore. Now, I heard that you're also working on a new show with some of the old All That cast members and Sinbad. Is that true?
Yes, I can't give out the name, but, I'll be able to hopefully give out more information soon. But long story short, I created a show. It's kind of about, it has Sinbad, it has me, Josh Server, Danny Tamborelli, Lisa Foyles, and it's about us being 90s actors and about basically us making a comeback. Think Curb Your Enthusiasm mixed with Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And that's something that's in the works that is being created as we speak. So, for me as an actor to do things behind the scenes also, of course, I will be on the show, but to creatively have input is the way to go. I love to be able to finally, like, be in the driver's seat and to control kind of what's going on a little bit. And the support that I've had with Sinbad and the rest of my cast members has been amazing. I mean, all of us as co-stars, we're constantly working on different projects, and we always try to help one another as much as we can. And I think it's important for us to stay as creatively, in the driver's seat as possible. And yeah, hopefully, you guys will be able to know more about it later on this year. And as soon as I can give out the name, I will. It's just all in the works. I can't give out the goods, but trust me, it's going to be worth the wait.
And I would love to see Sinbad with you guys, because he's always been connected to all of that, with the show, and then also Good Burger, and so it'll be great to see you guys together again.
Yeah, he's been a friend of mine for a very long time, and of course because I met him on all that. Mm-hmm. So I've stayed in touch with most of my cast members, and I stayed in touch with Sinbad all my life, and it just made sense to bring us all together. Plus, he has such a great grounded sense of personality. He's just a really all-around good guy, and he is the one comedian that he will not use profanity. He is really specific on his image, and I just felt that he was a really good fit for us being, on a kids show together.
Absolutely.
And believe it or not, the only 6 degrees of separation with this new project is that we were all on All That. It has nothing to do with All That on Nickelodeon. This is a more, I would say, adult type of sitcom. Yeah. So just stay posted on that.
Yeah, and it sounds so exciting. But before you go, I know you wanted to talk about your company that you're promoting, Bright White Mini.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about 2 things. I wanted to talk about Bright White Mini. It is an amazing teeth whitening system. I am the spokesperson and ambassador of this amazing product. So be sure to check out Bright White Mini. That's BRITE, white, and then MINI.com. It's basically an LED light, and you basically hold it up to your mouth for 20 minutes, and by applying the gel onto your teeth, and you put it in your mouth, it's so easy, and then your teeth are like pearly white. So I have a video that's up on Bright White Mini website. You can see the video where I'm elaborating how it works, how it's easy on the go. It doesn't matter if, you're in the entertainment business or if you're at a stay-at-home mom. You could even use it on your children. It's for all ages. And we're doing a really great campaign right now on Facebook. And I'll be going live very soon later on this month, talking more about the Bright White Mini. And then later on this year, they're going to be selling on some major networks that I will be representing the product on. So just stay posted about it. And then I also wanted to give a shout out to my latest animated film called Mosquito, that is currently out in a bunch of different film festivals that should be hitting theaters out really soon. And it's really cute. It's called Mosquito, The Bite of Passage. And if you want to see a little snippet about it or more about it, visit it on my website, AlisaReyes.com. And then my latest film, Heavenly Deposit, which is a Christian-based film that was picked up by the Dove Foundation, is going to be coming out later on this 2017. And I'm so excited to share this amazing story with all of you. So please stay posted about that and visit heavenlydeposit.com and find out, where the latest theater will be playing it in your local town.
Lisa, I really appreciate you taking the time to call in. Thank you so much. And
my pleasure.
Everybody at home, watch Alisa Reyes in her new movie, Heavenly Deposit, and Mosquito. Again, Alisa, thank you so much. Take care.
Yeah, you too. God bless. Bye-bye.